Let's play the weekly alternate event. I haven't played any of the TGC stuff. I'm kind of waiting, I feel like, until they settle. Settle on conditions, or not conditions, but like settle on settings. So I'm playing on Legend. I have some of the stuff turned on that maybe they'll turn off, but I think generally speaking will be fine. Ah, pulled it. It's tough, but I do appreciate that the pull actually like matters, you know? Like distance-wise, it's not just I'm gonna miss it low. Need to put a little bit more pace on it, I guess. Close. Close. What overall should you be if you're at level 70? Upper 80s, low 90s? Because the scaling's not linear. You like that? Doubt you will, but really hope you don't qualify in flat. I'm genuinely curious because, like, obviously people are playing really well, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see when all is settled, like where everybody's at. Because I don't, I know there are some really good players, but I don't know what the whole of it looks like. I actually want to play this to like land it pin high and then try and spin it a little. It'd be a little left, it looks like. Okay, a little bit of bite. What's going on, Korea Top? How are you doing? Bizquick, what's up? I started career mode on Legend because I'm a bit brain damaged. Oh, come on, man. Can't be missing putts. That's why we're not going to qualify in Plat. True Sim should be Legend. I think it'll end up being Master. Just because True Sim, there aren't... I don't know. I think the way that's going to shape out is going to be... Master. I don't think they're going to pull the trigger on Legend. But it would play fun on Legend for sure. You want to try out TGC Tours this year? Not sure how it works. So, if you go to the TGC Tours website, I don't know if it's working now because they're in a transition period, but keep an eye on it. You can sign up. You set up your platform, right, so that you can try and get into qualification. Basically, what will happen? We're gonna be short-sighted here. What will happen is in a few weeks here, there will be like an overall qualification event where everybody's tour cards from previous games will be reset, and we will all try and qualify. So depending on how you finish in that event, you will get placed into a tour. So effectively, there are... Oh, that actually got out cleaner than I thought. Effectively, there are 15 tours. There are 3 Pro Tours, Platinum Tour, Elite Tour, Kinetic Tour, and then there's the Challenge Circuit, which has CCA through L. Based on how you finish in the qualifying event, you'll get placed into one of those tours. Each one of the 4 categories will play a different tournament each week, so there are 4 societies that it runs through. If you finish in like the top 15%, you can earn promotion marks. If you finish in the bottom like 20%, you'll earn demotion marks. And you can move your way up and down through the flights through weekly tournaments. There's a world ranking system. All that sort of fun stuff. I don't Love this shot, to be honest. I pulled it, but like, you're always kind of playing with fire. I didn't think I was going to be playing with that much fire. This is not ideal. That'll work. That'll work. It's the putting that's going to kill me, I think, on most of these holes. What's going on, Private? Add the Masters in 2K26 like they did in PGA Tour. So, I don't know if the 2K series will ever get the Masters. If they do, they have to wait for whatever rights that EA has, because I think EA has exclusive rights, and I don't know if they'll ever give it to 2K. EA has a history with Augusta from prior Tiger Woods games, but these are not Tiger Woods games. These are a different developer, so there's really no guarantee of anything. So we can only hope. But there are plenty of great custom courses, and that's a huge thing in this game. Like, it's great to play the Masters, but ultimately, you can only play the Masters so much before you get a little bit tired of it. Gotta miss it low. Come on, man. Yeah, putter is gonna kill me because I've never been able to read putts. Other than buying it, Quest and Career Mode are probably the best way to acquire it for now. Yeah, that's the best way to get VC right now. That you wouldn't get placed at all? Like, is the competition that hard? I don't know if there's anybody that doesn't make it through qualifying at the start, to be honest. I'm gonna actually lay this back because I don't want to leave myself in a weird spot. If you don't make it, there is a qualifying tournament every week that's held in the challenge circuit. So if you don't make it, you're able to just keep trying to qualify again. This is a little bit high up because the spinner is going to be low and take a really big kick. Pitch isn't going to stop. Choked approach only goes back to 95. Okay, so I screwed myself. I screwed myself immensely. Make this higher and spinnier. Push the open face. At least I caught it on the ridge, so it still funnels down here. But that was a tight shot. Come on, please tell me I got it left enough. Jeez, I'm still hanging on to the right side. I hit too many perfects? I would argue I don't hit enough. I know how fast the winds are, MLB. So the wind, that meter up top, the blue section is the wind speed. So if you pay attention when you have it showing, you'll be able to kind of start correlating the two. So I've just played enough that I know kind of where on the meter the different wind speeds are. Putting practice doesn't count for the daily. Tried that? I think it used to, and I think they patched it because I feel like somebody had told me at one point that it did count. All right, we're going to go choked approach. Choked approach. Saw it off a little bit. It's going to run. It's gonna run, but there's not much I can do about that. Ooh, it landed in the rough. Beautiful. The rough actually just completely killed it. A little bit more. It's got to start out to the right. So I can just take that fall line. Oh. Put a little bit too much pace into it. We'll take the tap in birdie, though. Yeah, what's going on, Zim? Welcome back. How have you been, dude? Played the first round of the test event this morning, shot 6 under. Never played with no feedback, so it was definitely challenging. That's... If you're shooting 6 under in rounds, you'll be fine. You'll be just fine. You have to recognize that the tours cover a large range of people. People were qualifying with like even to over par scores in 23. So I think you'll be just fine if that's what you're shooting. Ball's below the feet. Trying to get a little draw so that it hits this ridge and kicks to the right down to the hole. Ha ha ha, man. So close. Oh, so close. I'm doing well, Zim. Thank you. I'm doing well. Just enjoying the new game, having a blast with it. It's been a lot of fun. 192, 195. Wind is definitely playing longer. Let's call it like 198. That's 5 yards. For the 6-iron to bounce and roll out. I gotta take off a little bit, though. I pushed it. I think push is better than pull in this scenario. Just the way this feeds. Very nice. Get in there. What's going on, Blair? Difficulty are we playing? So we're playing the weekly Master Alt tournament for ranked tours right now. We've been playing Legend Career, which is the Legend that I've been playing has been Legend Swing with like a lot of the Master settings. I haven't been doing like anything crazy on the Legend side as far as some of the other difficulty settings. But we're a 94 overall sculptor at the moment. We've got a bunch of points. I think we're like level 90. I just haven't put in like 25 AP points to take us up to 97 right now. Do we choked approach? A little bit uphill lie. I'm gonna bump it out just a little bit. But I kind of want to test this. Balls below the feet, wind, little baby draw up the hill. Started somewhere in here. Underswung it, but I like the line. See what the spin looks like. Big hop, and that sits. I like it. I like that. I play wired on PS5, Blair. I don't trust wireless. I do not trust wireless for the life of me. Bluetooth cannot be trusted with consistency. I try to take all variables out if I can. Okay, so this is gonna be a big draw. We're drawing, it's above the feet, even though there's a tailwind. Uphill, wind. On a wedge, that's tight window to fair here. Yeah, I think this will be good. Oh, man, dropping darts. Dropping some darts. Can only use manufacturer controllers to a third party. Yes and no. So they recommend the manufactured stuff. Third-party controllers have gotten better. So there are some third-party controllers that technically like pass the validation. And don't cause any issues. But you have to be wary of that. Right? So I think some of them are good. I don't know what the full list is. It's like pretty much you're going to be safe if you use a stock controller. But there are some of the like, was it Power One and like some of those ones, some stuff that just is like really cheap that ends up not being great. I'm gonna keep trying these choked approach shots. Just to test them out. Just to test them out. Mostly because we have them, I think it probably makes things a little bit easier. You have a G7? Yeah, so they don't list out the individual ones. It's kind of via testing. And if you're ever concerned in the future, like that one is like a known good, or at least hasn't been an issue thus far. But if you ever have like a concern about your controller, you can always go ahead and whoops, that's the wrong button. Play one of the tours that you're not in. You can always play one of the tours that you're not in and ask them to, or like during the test event, play one of the test ones and have them pull your controller stuff. They'll be able to tell you if it flags anything. Well, that pitching wedge, the pitching wedge always bites a bit more than I think it's going to, and it's throwing me off. Okay, finally starting to get some shots in close and make some putts. 8 birdies in a row. Yeah, I play with a regular. I play with a regular DualSense. I just have the controller that my PlayStation came with. Curious if they have an Xbox variant. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's any Xbox style ones that work. That are like TGC legal. You're always kind of playing with a little bit of dangerous territory there. Just in case it doesn't work. Alright, this is probably going to roll through, right? But I don't know really how to sit this one down. So we're just going to try and play the draw. That got too far to the left. That actually came up a lot shorter than I thought it would. I played the choked approach because I didn't think we'd be able to get it close and sit it down. But we just got to go 2-putt for the bird. I mean, if we can long range eagle this, that would be pretty sweet. I pushed it. Oh, it's decent though. Yes, it's decent. What's going on, folk? Is there a way to change the putting meter like the old one? No, this is the meter. There is no like line option at the bottom if that's what you're looking for. I'm gonna lay this. Actually, no, it's. I was gonna lay it back, but we actually have room to play a spinner if we need to. It's actually plenty of room to play a pitch shot too. Yo, Sass man, we doing good, man. How are you? Oh, this is even better. 3 yards off for the choked approach. Does that just like sit more? Like, I guess I don't. Because I still have to partial this, so like I don't quite know. I don't quite know what we're doing here. I mean, we're playing nice shots, but I'm really gonna need the like test environment with none of the variables to see how these things differ. All right, there we go. 10 straight birdies on an official course, done. Top controllers on Xbox or G7 and V2. Not sure what brand. I think the V2 is what, Wolverine, Razer Wolverine V2, right? 9-iron's gonna be still kind of checky. And knockdown. I'm not gonna hit a 5-iron knockdown. Like, we're just gonna, if anything, on a shot like this. They're saying that's 5 yards. There's no way the boxes are that big. There's no way the boxes are that big. That's gotta be like a barely 173, and the 168 has to be barely not 169. So we'll play it, that's like 3 yards at best. And the wind is gonna take it back, a little bit of downhill. We're gonna punch this 8-iron through a little bit. Oh, the wind is freaking out. Nice. Nice. Downhill. Baby draw. It works a little right to left. Oh, I left it open. Rip. Yeah, but I would love, Guy, I would have rather missed that closed. I would have rather missed this one closed. Come on, keep turning. No! The lip outs are the worst in this game. The lip outs are the worst in this game. They're so relevant. Which, like, is good because it's more realistic. But man, does it hurt. Man, does it hurt. Alright, gotta cut the corner. Gotta cut the corner for the par 5. Try and give ourselves a chance. .236 yards. You've got wind in. You got to play the draw here. Which, like, fortunately, we're already on the draw. Ball's below the feet quite substantially. I'm not playing a punch shot. Am I really going to have to... Because the hybrid's... I guess with the wind changing... Yeah, I just don't have the draw to curl it into that corner as much as you need to. Nor does that have the sit. Yeah, that's a tough par 5 pin. Okay, we gotta go Pacey up the hill. We gotta go Kevin Pacey up the hill. Maybe that's what... Oh, not 9.4% overpower. I slammed the stick down. Holy cow. Whoops. How does one do this shot? Alright. Alright. Well, 13 under for the first round. Not too shabby. Alright, we're just going to hop right into round 2. Like, that's what's worked for me. I think different things are going to work for different people, but that's what I have found. And then on top of that, like, the first thing you should do when you make any character is put skill points into contact and swing path for your approach and your tee shot, because those give you the most forgiveness. You know, from there, it's obviously, like, learning learning the physics, you know, behind the game. But if you can get the swinging consistent, then the physics feel consistent, and you can really start to kind of dial into things. Don't know how you shoot 13 under on Master. You struggle to go 10 under on Pro. Well, I guess what do you struggle with, Zayden? Because, like, you also have to understand that I've played in TGC world, which I consider to be the best of the best. Like, I've been a top 20, top 40 player for 4 years, over 4 years now. So there's a lot of golf knowledge that goes into it, and then the repetition and consistency is just the other piece to the puzzle. Like, there's a lot of physics and stuff that are the same in this game because it's golf. You know, and it's the same makers, so you're gonna have a lot of similarities. The rest of it is just, okay, we have a new swing mechanic, and once you kind of dial the new swing mechanic in, that's gonna make a lot of things easier for you. No, too much pace, man. Okay, fine. I still haven't figured out the default pace off the green, because fairway and fringe have always been stickier in other games. I still haven't figured out quite how much power adjustment you need here. What's going on, Bags? Reps equals consistency? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And, like, people play different ways, right? So some people are the full feel. I am very much so, like, a methodical approach. So, like, when you see me setting stuff up, I'm doing math. Math on every shot. Which is why my distance control tends to be pretty good compared to most. And then just, like, the more you see greens, the better your putts will get. I mean, you would think that mine would be better than they are, but that's besides the point. Yeah, the more you play it, the more you repeat that feel. So you start to know, okay, this is where my swing path is. This is what my swing feels like. Then you can stop focusing on that, and then you can start focusing on the flow of it and having your rhythm be better, and, like, everything kind of compounds. You know, the less variables you have to worry about, the easier your life gets, essentially. Try and hit this 3-wood into the front slope. It's a little too high. That's tough. That's tough because you're trying to hit it into the front slope to take it out, but you don't want to hit it so short that you don't make it on the green. So, like, this is definitely a good scenario for us. I slammed that. The power was not as bad as I thought. Get in there. Is that an eagle? It is an eagle. Put your thumb in the same spot, arms in the same spot, right? And I have, the way that I hold my controller, I have two grips. Or not two grips, I have two feels. I have a putting, chipping, like, I have a straight shot feel. I guess I have three feels. My flop feel is not good. That's my third feel, is the flop shot. But I have my standard feel for all my tee and approach shots. I have my straight swing. And then I have, you know, I have, like, an entirely different grip and hand position. I have the same hand position for everything but the flop shot. Flop shot, I have to, like, turn everything. What's going on, Jay Swank? How'd you rate the shot? Buying apparel and gear? Definitely not great bang for your buck at the moment, unless that's something that you're really into. Right now, the golfer leveling, I think, is the biggest thing. So unless you're putting some cold hard cash into the game, I don't think most people are spending a lot on apparel these days. Wow, that... I don't know if that's because that landed on the fairway, but that kicked forward quite a bit. Minus 2% power. Yeah, I hesitated at the top of that swing. I'm a left stick swinger, Blair. So you're inconsistent with rhythm and you play rather fast, don't plan your shots as well as you should. I would say start with the shot planning. Because for me, at least, like, it's kind of a, you need both. You need both to be great, but, you know, you could have the best swing, but if you're not aimed in the right spot, it doesn't matter. So that's kind of where I start, is like, okay, this is how you approach shots. So like I can walk you through like how I approach it, right? So this is a few miles an hour wind. It's 4 feet uphill. So we're gonna lose a yard on the carry, but we're gonna gain diagonal small wind here, maybe like 3. So we're net like 2 yards positive. That's gonna put this 6-iron to 194 on the carry, and then leave us with 12 yards of bounce and rollout and slightly down a hill. So I'm gonna shave a few yards off of it. Wind is feeding it a little bit left to right. Ball's below my feet. So ball below the feet, it's going to kick out to the side. Wind's going to keep it going that way. And then it's shot execution, right? And then you just kind of watch your work unfold. And hope that you got all your reads right. And so like here, I thought that the downhill and the wind was going to maybe take me just a little bit further. So we come up short, but now we're 8 feet for a putt. Right? And as you get better, you learn, you know, where those numbers and those feels are quite a bit better. Leroy Jenkins. Thank you very much for the follow. You pinch with putting, chipping, and flat thumb drives and fairway shots? Yeah, I'm flat thumb everything. Bags, thank you for the follow as well. Better than EA's version? 100%. This game doesn't have random RNG baked into it. Yes, it doesn't have Augusta. Maybe you could say EA's graphics are slightly nicer in some things, but I think this blows it out of the water. 1 yard for every 3 feet. Yeah, so elevation is just straight yardage. Winds start to get a little bit funky because tailwinds kind of play like 1-to-1 up to like 12 miles an hour, or at least that's how it was in 23. Headwinds, dead headwinds are kind of close to like 1.5, but like on the higher winds it could be more. So you have to like start to learn those things, but elevation is an easy one to take out. Every yard of elevation change, you know, if it's uphill, it's going to play like it's, you know, a yard shorter for every 3 feet. And if it's downhill, it's going to play like a yard more. So that's why I always love on, whether it's ranked tours or whether it's ranked matchmaking, I love whenever you play against me because that's always big elevation change with wind. That's always a real big test. I love like the one par 3 on Spyglass. I've played a couple times on ranked already. And it's like 75 feet downhill. If you play with the tailwind, like people, you can see people send it because they don't realize 72 feet downhill plays 24 yards shorter than if you get a tailwind plus tailwind down a hill, right? If it's down a hill, the headwind or tailwind is going to play more. If it's uphill, it's going to play less. People get that stuff completely wrong. And so that's where you can really start to shine with your knowledge. I'm going to actually lay this one back because I want a fuller shot here. A pin like this, I want spin, and I don't really like the spinner for this, but I do like, so like this is 8 feet up, so like I want to play it like maybe 3 yards past the hole, and then the wind is playing in just a touch. And I'm going to play it a little bit further back because this has natural spin. We're also on an uphill lie, just ever so slightly, so it's going to have a little bit more natural backspin on it. and then you're just riding the wind out. Now this is where I struggle. I'm not so great at the side-to-side winds. Underswung it, and as you can see here, like exactly like I said, our distance control is great. We're a little bit behind the hole. It rolled back a little bit, but we don't have the wind read right. That's paid. That's played. Played Spyglass last summer in real life on real track. Toughest greens you've ever played. Yeah, that course seems brutal. And myself as a 26 handicap, I would not be having a good time. That's why people are like, oh, what IRL courses would you love to play? I'm like, I'm not good enough to be playing any of the PGA courses. They'd be cool to be at, but like, I'm not going to have a fun time out on the course. I'm going to have an awful time trying to deal with it. I'm actually going to play choked approach here, downhill, downwind, and just kind of let it hit and try and use, it's got natural draw on it. Wind. Yeah, I'm going to play straight at it and try and let, oh, I played it open, but try and let the rough take a lot of force out of this, because the rough seems to be pretty soft. Hey, Jay Swang, thank you for the follow. Wind's a lot stronger in 25. I feel the same way. I don't think that you're hallucinating there, Blair. Wind definitely feels stronger. Like even on like medium. Oh, nice putt. Even on like the more medium winds, like the 8 to 10s, it's definitely playing closer to like 1.5 times in the face. Yes, sir. Whose emote is that? Because I yes, sir. That's your emote. Nice. I'm definitely a yes, sir. All right, balls below the feet here. Ooh. See, we're going to play short because we're drawing back, or we're trying to draw back into this, but I think the lie is going to eat that up, and we're going to kind of start out to the right and then hang right. And then I just need to shave a little bit off on this 7. It might take us deep. Oh, I pushed it. I'm not correcting my swing. I'm getting more and more to the right. So now we're just riding the headwind. What's going on, Demise? Alright, let's take our chip shot out of the rough, a little short, 24 yards. I think we can run it. I guess like one club too much. That had a little bit more bounce in it. Good putt to clean it up, though. All right, still a solid 7 under going out. We will absolutely take that. What are you saying? Demise, per Mach Cachada, wind against you is 1.4 to 1.5 miles per hour above 100 yards and like 1.16 or so below 100. Yeah, I think I'd be curious, because at least in 23, I don't know exactly what he did for his testing, so I'm not trying to dispute it. I'm just going off of what 23 was. 120 in 23, it was like a scale, so like low and medium winds played like 1.2 mile an hour headwinds. High winds was like 1.4 to 1.5, and then very high winds were like 1.6 upwards of like 1.8 multiplier. Like headwinds on very highs were brutal. You'd have like an 18 mile an hour wind that was playing like 32 or something in the face. Z, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. So I'm curious if there are ranges I don't know if like 1.4 to 1.5 is an average or if they've kind of, if things have averaged out. Because I was actually looking into it. When you have wind force categorizations, I think when you're talking like gale winds and what is it, wind categorization, the Beaufort numbers. So I think they actually like followed these pretty close for low, medium, high, very high winds, because light air is 1 to 3, gentle breezes 4 to 7. Light breeze is 4 to 7, gentle breeze 8 to 12, moderate breeze 13 to 18, fresh breeze 19 to 24, strong breeze 25 to 31. The wind scale caps out at 30. I feel like very high was the 2 breezes. And then I feel like the low winds was light air, medium was some crossover of light to gentle, and high was gentle to moderate. And I feel like at each tier of them, they like turned up a multiplier. So I don't know if they've made any adjustments on that. Private, we are playing Albarcia Resort, the Sands course. For feet and inches shown, they're Canadian developers, Darren. We don't get inches. The only way you get higher accuracy on the greens and not have the feet rounding is if you play in metric and you get it to have centimeters. So that's been a thing historically with them. And the fun thing was in 21 and 23, I don't know what grid size it is for this, but the grid boxes have actually always been a meter by a meter. So if you're trying to use feet and looking at them, it's not a yard every box. It's a yard and 3 inches. So like every 4 boxes is actually 3 yards. So I don't know what the bigger box scale is, but they were meter by meter in the old ones. So that was a fun little thing. And yeah, the feet rounding is really annoying. Anything above, like when you're in like the 6 inches to a foot and almost a half, it like rounds to a foot and then it goes up to 2. You don't get the fidelity that the metric system does. Downwind was a consistent 0.79. I've been playing it as 1. I also am curious in this demise, higher winds in the old games capped out at 12. So like very high winds, even if it was a 20 mile an hour downwind, 12 yards. It's the stupidest thing. I don't know if that's still the case in this. I'll have to do my own testing just because I like to have my own numbers worked out. But I know he does do a lot of that work. What's going on, Rob? Got to have a math degree? Well, I have a comp sci degree. I could have gotten a math minor with it, so does that count? All right, let's see if we can step away from the game and still have a golf swing. 7 iron. Gonna land short. I don't really want to land the 6 on. Downhill, into wind. Probably gonna land about here. I'll give it like a touch on the spin. I'd rather make sure we end up right. Yes, we do have a swing still after we step away. That's good to know. Well, that would have been something. That would have been something. Imagine just walk away, sit down, take a swing, and ace it. I'd have to retire, I think. I'm gonna play it just a little bit short of the pinch. Not that we're really like struggling for accuracy, but I don't think I need to bring on that risk, and I don't think the reward is all that great. Yeah, into a little bit of a headwind here. 3 yards, a little bit of wind. I think we can take maybe just a touch. Up the hill, ball's below the feet, so I'm actually going to play this more like square on. I pulled it. Pretty spot on distance control. Pretty spot on distance control. We're getting the break, and then it's just a little bit left at the hole. Nice. And we drill the perfects on the putts? Love to see it. But the difference is huge. Like if you Like, what am I looking at? Nice transition screen. Um, I have a self-proclaimed very good ball striker, typically speaking. Putting is definitely my weakness, and I feel like the way that the game is this go around, like putting's always been the make or break, but I don't know. I feel like putting is even more make or break in this game. I guess it's like, is the 5 yards really doing that much? Also, we're gonna be drawing this into the wind. It's gonna be going left, wind holding up. I'm gonna kind of aim straight at the flag, but expecting to miss it left. But that's the safe play. I don't really want to take on that slope too much. Yeah, put ourselves into the bunker or anything. It says pace, but should turn at the end. Oh, it broke earlier. I was expecting it to hold like a much straighter line before it got to the hole, but it started turning early on us, so I didn't play it out enough. But we've been playing solid in this tournament now. It's not like the conditions are anything too crazy, but I don't know. I feel like if you're playing on Master and Legend, if you can, at least for me, getting to double digits feels good. Getting to like 15 feels great. I don't know how everybody else feels. I think there are some people that's still not quite where they want to be. All right, it's gonna spin back a little bit. We're on a downhill lie though, so maybe I don't need to do that. Downhill lie, wind is spinning. Love that. That's the problem with, okay, so the default wind spin is still a thing in this game. Ball packs on your ball every course? I believe so, Bags. They're consumable, so every round that you use one, they get spent. I never put them on, but if you do use them, I believe that's the case. Perfects across the board. I like the line. Come on, be good. Lovely. Guy loves dropping darts. Guy loves dropping darts. Tasty. What's going on, Chef Hall? How we doing? I knew you'd appreciate anything tasty. All right, a little bit of wind. Little downhill. I'm gonna add a little check to it. We're drawing, but wind's holding us up. Gonna try and straighten it out so the wind takes us. We're gonna go a little more left. I left the face open. Distance should still be pretty good. We're just hanging out to the right. Yeah, it still feeds down decently. Alright. Off the cuff, still turning. Get it out here, maybe? Come on! I'm always on the low side. I'm always on the low side. Gotta either hit that firmer or just... I just need to be better about finding center cup on these reads. That's forever been my struggle with putting. We have blasted a few shorter breakers on the high side. But generally speaking, we are... all sorts of struggle bus with that. I'm gonna try and actually hit this hybrid out here. We squared it up. It's starting to draw back. And then it should kick right to left. Oh, that just bounded too forward. Because the yardage, honestly, is not terrible. The yardage is honestly not terrible. Naturally we overread that one then. Okay, fine. I'll take a birdie. Ever been to the Masters? No, I haven't, Private. I have not. I would love to. My cousin-in-law, if you will. He's a PGA. Yeah, he's a like he's the head pro at a club, so he's been going for a number of years, and I'm super jealous of it. But I personally have not. You live about 2 hours away, but your uncle lived one town over? Went all the time until he passed? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. That sounds like a blast, though. Sounds like an absolute blast. To be fair, I don't enter the lottery for it, just because I think that trip would be probably a stretch with wife and kid and everything, getting permission essentially to go. But if I was ever offered it, I would definitely try and make it work. Won't let you connect to online victory? I haven't had any issues, but we were also mid-match, so I don't know. Yeah, Blair, that's from the swing bias. So swing bias starts it crooked, and then context bias, the more sloped the lie is, it adjusts that angle. So if you're playing on like Pro-Am online, it has no swing bias, but it does have the swing context bias. Okay, we're gonna saw this off. Kind of bounce it up this hill, draw it a little bit left, and let it kick back to the right. I pushed it. Pushed it and underswung it, but it still might do okay. Got the fairway bounce. I think that's why it kicks so hard up the hill. Hard at the end. On turn. Still too pacey for that line, huh? Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Alright, we got one hole left in this. Lucas, are you still around to play some ranked duos, or should I open it up to somebody else? Oh, I underswung it. So yeah, default pro and above have swing bias on. This is gonna land short. Feel like it's gonna roll. Also gonna move quite a bit to the left. Ball's below the feet, so now we gotta compensate for that. So I don't know if this is going to be too pacey or if we've got a good roll for this. It's a good line, though. That actually started to sit a lot softer. Like, it took the big bounces, and then it just kind of stopped moving. Oh, he likes it. Oh, he likes it. Someone else wants in? Let them, otherwise you'll join. All right, so if we have anybody that wants to hop in for ranked duos, I'm game. Otherwise, we'll run it with Lucas. What's going on, Lux Resin? Yes and no. You get some outfits by completing quests and claiming, like sometimes they have in-game things that you can claim just by logging in or having a locker code that they give out. But yeah, and some of them are from the clubhouse pass, or some of them are from career mode. But then they do have some clothing in the shop. They have like a basic catalog that's always there, and then they have like weekly, daily clothes and stuff that rotate through. All right, well, that's a 13 and a 14 under to start the tournament. We're sitting T2. We're sitting T2 through 2 rounds. Beautiful stuff.